These are my 3 best tips for saving on a daily basis. Number 1, are you a coffee drinker? Are you an energy drinker? Are you a soda drinker? You can save tons of money by making your own coffee in your home. It's so much simpler. I think the average drink, not a grande, mocha latte, chino, whatever they call it at Starbucks, just an average beverage at Starbucks costs $5. But if you're so inclined, you can make 40 ounces of your own coffee in your own home using whatever flavorings or ingredients that you want to add, not what some other stores are going to force on you, and you can drink it. Same with a soda drinker. Same with an energy drinker. For me, it's electrolytes. It's Keto Chow fasting drops in my 40 ouncer because I had my coffee already before I left the house. Number 2 daily savings. Make your own lunch at home and take it with you to your job. It's a whole lot cheaper than, for example, when I go to McDonald's, I order 4 quarter-pound patties, and it costs almost $15. Here's a little tip. I just left my Quick Trip, and I got what they call Chubs, a 1-pound packet of the Quick Trip ground beef for $2.99. So I could, for $2.99, make 4 burgers in my home, adding my own salt, cooking it in my air fryer or whatever the case may be, cooking it to my liking, and taking this to lunch for $2.99 as opposed to almost $15 just going to McDonald's. Number 3 tip would be to eat things in your home before you leave to head out the door. For example, breakfast. Start with a satiating breakfast of real foods. Eggs, some type of meat. Stock up on the protein. As much as you can, eat the protein. It will take you into the afternoon for satiation when it's time for you to eat your homemade packed lunch. Those now are my 3 best tips on a daily basis of how I like to save money. If you have any suggestions, please feel free. Pop them down below. Let me know what you do. Let me know if you have any special tricks, or did I miss something? I'd like to hear from you. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Let's go. These are my 3 best tips for saving on a weekly basis. Number 1, before you go to the grocery store, open up your refrigerator, your cabinets, your pantry area. Assess what you currently have at home so that when you go to the store, you don't duplicate and have 2 of the same products. Number 2, make sure that you have a rewards card or a sales flyer with you and learn to adjust your eating habits around the sales flyer. Now, I do have a caveat about that because you don't want to buy something on sale just to buy and fill a void. Another thing too is you don't want to buy and say, well, I will need this later, so therefore I have to buy these 5 packs of fruit by the foot for my kid to have monthly snacks in their lunch. Kids don't need it. They really don't need the added additives and preservatives, and really, it's really not fruit. Number 3, and probably this should have been number 1 in importance, make sure that when you're going grocery shopping, your belly is full. Make sure that you've eaten, because generally speaking, when you're hungry and you're in the grocery store, everything looks good. And the less temptation that you have out there in the store, the better it'll be financially for you and your wallet. Number 4 is a bonus one that I just thought of. Consider budgeting before you go to the store, and if it even helps, take a calculator along with you. Add it in your cell phone. You're carrying your cell phone with you. You need to be more cognizant of what you're spending, as opposed to mindlessly throwing things in your cart. And heaven forbid you get to the cash register and you'd have to put things back. So that's not a good feeling. So those are my tips, and a bonus tip. If you have any insight as to what you do for budgeting, grocery shopping on a weekly basis, please feel free to add them in the comments. I'd appreciate hearing from you. And heck, who wouldn't mind a new tip or 2 or 5? Take care, everybody. Let's go. These are my 3 best tips that I practice on a monthly basis to save money. I'm not driving. Number 1 tip is I evaluate the month previous to see where my spending habits were last month, and go into a new month and try to adjust it accordingly. So, for example, January, this month that we're in right now, soon to be February, I will assess what I did insofar as shopping with groceries, purchasing gas, purchasing any incidentals that I needed, last minute or emergency items, perhaps you may think may not count. For example, if your child is bleeding and you need Band-Aids, that's an emergency expenditure. You have to do the Band-Aids right now. Number 2 of my best tips to give you on a monthly basis is go into the new month and set goals. By looking at the former month and assessing what you spent previously, try to do better the next month. I understand that for many people, they don't want to track. I'm a paper to pencil, paper to pen to paper person. Say that fast 3 times. And I like to schedule myself and know what I'm doing, as opposed to just flying by the seat of my pants and coming off all willy-nilly. So if I say, for example, I want to be able to spend on a weekly basis $25 in beverage items, you may need to start doing the very, very simple technique of putting $25 in an envelope, taking from that envelope for your beverage needs. And I just used $25. I'm not saying that $25 for a month is attainable for you. I just threw out an amount. I could have said $100 just to give you an amount. So take out of that budgeted envelope what you need, as you need a beverage. Once it's gone from the beverages, it's gone. You can't have any more. You can't squeeze that envelope and get a beverage, if you know what I mean. My last tip is super important. $382.04. That's the goal you have for saving $12.34 every day for the entire month of January. That's how much you should have saved. If you're the type of person where you may want to rob Peter to pay Paul, I would consider taking that bulk money, putting it into the bank, putting it in, lock it up, give it to your husband if you trust him not to spend it, but out of sight, out of mind. That is the money that you've successfully saved by saving $12.34 on a daily basis through January. So those are my tips for every day, every week, and every month that I have to pass on to you. Feel free to comment down below if you have any and all comments that you do that could help me or help somebody else in this group to save more money. We're looking forward to seeing your comments. On your way out, please like this video. If you want to, feel free to share this video and my channel, my page, with anybody else that could help from any benefit for money saving ideas. Thank you for watching. If you're listening, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful February. Cheers, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go.